Continuing on with the other video, this is actually the part 2. Once you have your bulb twisted in and secure in place so it's not jostling or moving around in the low beam projector housing, what you'll be doing is actually, again, please imagine that this is already, the wires in the grommets have already been loomed through the rear housing caps, but following after that you'll be left with certain connectors which we should have already connected for you. However, in case you need to disconnect to move around the HID ballast or whatnot, this is to serve you, to show you how to reconnect them. So these two connectors are male and female. It's impossible to mess them up or get them switched around, in the case that they only have one way to plug in. So once you have these two connectors properly plugged in, you'll be left with a 9006 connector that needs to be connected to the HID ballast. However, when connecting this connector to the ballast, please be advised that the polarity between the positive and negative in the ballast does matter. So identify the red wire, which is going to be your positive wire, and ensure that it goes on the inner side. So again, you will be wanting to plug in it this way. Again, showing that the inner wire is on the inner side. If you have them on the opposite side, such as this is incorrect. And then if the polarity alignment is incorrect, the ballast will not ignite the HID bulb. So ensure that the positive wire is indeed on the inner side. Make sure you plug them securely. Once you have them secure, you should have your HIDs, at least the bulb to the ballast, complete. You'll be left with the internal 9005 connector that you will be needing to connect to the HID bulb. So this is the internal connector from the inside of the headlights. Please ensure that you do not identify the positive. The yellow for the internal connector will be your positive. That will need to go with the red wire. So if you have any of these polarity on the 9005 or the 9006 itself incorrect, the HID bulb will not fire. So again, red with yellow. So you have that. So yellow with red, brown with black. So you have the polarity aligned correctly. Now you've created a closed circuit system, so all the HID components and the wiring is already enclosed. You'll have the grommet loomed through the rear housing cap, so you can pretty much close the rear housing cap, and all you'll be left with two connectors that you'll be connecting with your vehicle. Your parking lights connector and also your H4 main headlights connector. You got your one negative and then low beam and a high beam function, which I'll be pretty much showing you on hand via bench testing to confirm that this is a test on your side when you're connecting this to your vehicle. So using an educated guess, the brown wire I would assume, safely to assume, my grounding. So I have that grounded. Additionally, I have my positive, which I'm assuming that this should be high beam and this should be low beam. So if I fire up the low beam, you should see the HID bulb on, whereas if I fire up the white wire, you should hear the shutter internally click on, which drops the internal shutter to allow more lights from the projector. So via bench testing, so you got your HID low beam turning on. And then conversely, I'm powering the high beam, so you should see the low beam come on with a shutter click. Again, that's the high beam. Again, this video documentation is to mainly show you how easy to transfer the HID components, if you have everything correct, onto the new lights, so that you don't have to worry about shipping headlights back and forth, as shipping incurring costs might be great, and also the risk of damaging the headlights shipping back and forth. Appreciate the time. This concludes the documentation.